Congrats. Or is it? Imagine this, you've lived in America for decades, paid your taxes, and even have a strong opinion about pineapple on pizza. You went through the long, complicated process to become a naturalized citizen. You swore an oath, waved the little flag, and now in 2025, you get a letter from the government. It says, about that citizenship of yours, we're having second thoughts. Sound paranoid? For a growing number of Americans, it's a real, terrifying possibility. This isn't just a legal debate, it's about what it means to be an American. Is citizenship permanent, or can it be revoked if you break the terms and conditions? And who decides those terms? The Trump administration didn't just talk about this. They acted, creating a system to actively look for reasons to undo citizenships. The process is called denaturalization, the legal mechanism for stripping someone of their U.S. citizenship. For most of history, this was rare, reserved for Nazis or major criminals. But under new policies, denaturalization became less like a meteor strike and more like a routine audit. So, could your citizenship be at risk? Maybe. It depends on how you became a citizen and what the government finds if it decides to look. For millions who earned citizenship through naturalization, the ground has shifted, and the promise of e pluribus unum feels a little less certain. How did this all start? Not with a dramatic law, but with a quiet, bureaucratic program, Operation Janus. Launched in 2016 and ramped up by the Trump administration, its goal was to find people who'd been ordered deported under one name but got citizenship under another. The government digitized old fingerprint records and cross-referenced them with citizenship files. What began as housekeeping opened a Pandora's box. Thousands of discrepancies surfaced. The mission expanded. A new USCIS office in LA was created just to investigate current citizens. Their job? Find any reason, no matter how small, to start denaturalization. The legal basis: if you lied or concealed a material fact during your immigration process, your citizenship was illegally obtained. But what counts as material? It used to mean big things, like hiding a criminal past. Now, it could be forgetting a short-term address from 20 years ago or omitting a minor traffic ticket. Figures like USCIS Director L. Francis Cisna and Stephen Miller pushed this broader interpretation, arguing it protected citizenship's integrity. The result? The government turned inward, rechecking the IDs of people already inside the house. The message was clear: citizenship could be undone at any time. Who's at risk? If you were born in the U.S., you're safe. This targets naturalized citizens. The government isn't picking names at random, they're looking for discrepancies in records, no matter how old or minor. The most obvious targets: people who deliberately lied about serious crimes or involvement in persecution. No one wants war criminals hiding in plain sight. This is the part everyone agrees on. But the net is much wider. Unlawful procurement cases include people whose green cards were based on marriages later deemed fraudulent, or paperwork errors from decades ago. Even if you didn't know about the error, it can be used to invalidate your citizenship. Imagine a typo on page 2 of a 500-page novel. Now the whole story is invalid. Most concerning are cases of unintentional mistakes, forgetting a dismissed speeding ticket from 1992, or not listing every trip abroad. What was once overlooked can now be seen as willful misrepresentation. Decades later, a new official could decide you tricked the government. Civil liberties advocates are alarmed. Minor omissions can now threaten your status. The process is less about justice, more about finding technicalities. The risk isn't just for the guilty, it's for anyone who ever made a mistake. That's why so many are worried. To see why this shift is so jarring, look at how denaturalization used to work. For most of U.S. history, revoking citizenship was rare and required overwhelming evidence of fraud. It was reserved for extreme cases, like Nazis who lied to enter the country. The legal bar was sky-high: clear, convincing, unequivocal proof. From 1990 to 2016, the government averaged just 11 denaturalization cases per year. The Supreme Court's 1967 Afroyim v. Rusk decision made it clear: citizenship can't be taken away without consent unless it was fraudulently obtained. The Trump-era shift was radical, from waiting for major fraud to actively hunting for discrepancies. Citizenship went from a solid foundation to a probationary status. The sense of security for naturalized citizens has been seriously eroded. The good old days weren't perfect, but they felt a lot safer. Why is everyone so anxious? It's not just about who's targeted now, it's about the precedent. Critics warn today it's about clear fraud, but tomorrow the definition of material fact could expand. Could dissent or activism one day be used against you? This creates a chilling effect. Naturalized citizens may fear speaking out or protesting. The risk of error is real. The immigration system is complex, and mistakes by applicants or officials are inevitable. Punishing people decades later for honest errors feels deeply unjust. There's also the risk of bias. Certain ethnic groups could be targeted more than others. The result? A two-tiered system. Natural-born citizens with secure status and naturalized citizens always under review. This undermines the American melting, suggesting some people will never truly belong. For millions, it's a terrifying prospect, always one bureaucratic review away from being declared an outsider. That's why the debate matters. Not everyone sees this as a nightmare. Supporters argue U.S. citizenship is precious and must be protected. They say the system was too lax, letting in people who didn't deserve it. If you lied to get in, you shouldn't stay. Simple as that. Operation Janus found thousands who'd been ordered deported, but got citizenship anyway. Supporters claim this isn't about typos, but about deliberate fraud. A dedicated office to investigate is just good governance, they say. Critics, including the ACLU and immigration lawyers, see it differently. They argue the policy is a sledgehammer for a handful of bad actors. Most naturalized citizens are law-abiding, contributing members of society. Subjecting millions to constant threat is cruel and unnecessary. The power imbalance is huge. Individuals face the full might of the government, often without resources to fight back. The system, critics say, is designed to find guilt, not truth. So should you be worried? It's complicated. If you were born in the US, your citizenship is safe. For naturalized citizens, the odds of being targeted are still low, but no longer zero. The real risk is for those with undisclosed criminal records or major omissions. But for everyone, the rules have changed. Citizenship is now more fragile. The creation of a denaturalization apparatus is a fundamental shift. It's a tool that could be expanded in unpredictable ways. This isn't a fire alarm, but it's a smoke detector going off. Whether you support or oppose the policy, it's a debate about fairness, security, and belonging. Should a decades-old mistake cost you your country? One thing's clear. The days of unbreakable naturalized citizenship are over, and everyone should pay attention.